asshole asking it.
Why?
I bet you get it all the time. Where did Mean Dave come from?
It was a
The pseudonym.
well, come from parts unknown in wrestling terms.
Okay.
But no, no. As far as the name, there's a movie called Mean Frank and Crazy Tony with Lee Van Cleef. I don't have a photo of Lee Van Cleef. Let me grab that. I'm gonna grab that real quick and make it a background. Lee Van Cleef is my favorite actor. He's on my shirt right here. I got into Lee Van Cleef as most people do, watching the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and Dollars Trilogy, that kind of shit.
Yeah, spaghetti westerns.
Yeah, my favorite is Colonel Mortimer. That's the second one. He ended up doing a lot of like grindhouse movies.
Oh hell yeah!
And when after that, he did a lot of movies in Italy. Well, anyway, so he made a movie. One of his shitty movies he made in Italy or out in Europe was called Mean Frank and Crazy Tony. And when I was trying to come up with, I was trying to brainstorm band names for a band I was creating at the time. It was like 2007.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine who's a comedian who's actually, I'm not embarrassed to say he's a comedian now because he was for many years. My buddy Eric Newton, he was my drummer. We grew up in Newark. We're friends for a long time from our little music scene here.
Yeah.
And he was I got him to play drums in this duo called that we eventually called Bad Touch.
Oh hell yeah.
And then after, of course, I come up with that name, there's a million fucking Bad Touches that pop up all over the place. But we were the best one. And in the time of creating the name or looking for the name, I usually come up with alter egos with my stage name, because I've done this since my friends gave me the name Trouthead. I still have my.
Oh shit!
This is a trout head. It's hard to see, but it's a trout head that came from my first name that my friends just gave me randomly. My buddy Jason Wrinkle, he was the one who. He called me Trouthead in a fake band that they made called Monstrous Joker Babies. The name stuck because they kept calling me Trouthead.
Damn.
No reason behind it, so I can't beat them, join them. So I found a rubber fish head in Seattle when I was there, and I punched holes in it and wore it around my neck. And then my mom, when I graduated, she knew I drew this trout head symbol in my band, and we ended up making real bands out of it. I would draw my trout head symbol for me. So she's like, hey, draw me that trout head. I want to show a friend at work, and she got that made. She had
no shit.
Yeah, it was really one of the coolest
that's super cool.
One of the coolest things my parents have done for me. And or I would kind of come up with like a spin-off name. It's like the Wu-Tang Clan. Once I got into Wu-Tang, I was like, oh, I got a bunch of names. Started as Trouthead. The Spanish version is Cabeza de Trucha, which I used also. Then when I got into Wu-Tang, Cabeza de Tiza. After that, there was the Anti-Dave, which I came up with. I don't know, it's something like Antichrist, where I was like, well, I'll be the Anti-Dave. And some
kind of like a Bizarro version.
Yeah. And then Anti-Dizza because of the trout in it. Then Dave Anonymous, which was when I drummed in Funeral Shock, because I was the one band member no one knew who I was. Then I threw in the Anti-Dave in there and became Anti-Dave Anonymous, which sounded like a support group for people who hate me.
Absolutely.
And then Dave the Explainer, which is one of my rap names that I used because I explain, as you can clearly tell in the beginning.
It makes sense. Yeah.
And then might be another one in there I'm forgetting. But then Mean Dave, which I gave myself, because Mean Dave and Crazy Eric had the same syllables as Mean Frank and Crazy Tony. Mean Frank. So I was like, cool, like I'll be Mean Dave. And Eric was my straight man in this band, which made it funny to call him Crazy Eric, because
for sure
he was the straight man, and we were funnier as a band. I still say we were funny. We were funnier people then. This kills your humor doing stand-up. It kills even if you get better at comedy on stage, you become less funny off stage. It's just how it is.
It just grinds you down.
It's just, it's a job now, so I don't want to be funny to people for free.
You gotta pay for it.
Yeah. Well, and help master that kind of shit. That's why I hate I don't let the stereotypical, like, oh, tell me a joke. I'm like, I get why you think that. I get but the fact is like, everybody who knows those people that are like trying to be funny all the time, nobody likes them.
No,
So
I get where they're coming from because I feel like I do the same thing when I meet magicians. I meet a magician, show me a trick.
So people do that. And what's funny, I got told not to do that when I met a pro magician, and I this is before comedy, but I was trying to tell my friend, I'm like, dude, that's very I know why that's insulting. Like, I play music, I wouldn't play a song if somebody wanted me to play them a song right away without even knowing them.
For sure.
And so I ended up doing drugs with this magician and at a coke party. And in the morning, we're all haggard and whatever. And he's got some corporate gig later, and he's talking to us in the morning. And I asked him, I was like, hey, what was it? We were all asking questions about his magic. And I was like, what was the trick that made you want to get into magic? And this dude doesn't tell us. He fucking shows us.
Hell yes, dude.
He busts out haggard, little sleep, coked up, fucking does this amazing moving all these silver dollars around that grandpa gave him that were, you could see the grime on him from years of use. And he's waving his hands and just moving them all over the place right at our feet. And we're all just tripped the fuck out. Like, how the fuck does he do this right now? And then my buddy, later, he woke up later, and I told him, I was like, dude, homie showed us a fucking magic trick. He goes, what? And I was like, dude, I just asked him, like, what was the trick that made him want to get into magic? He didn't tell us. He fucking showed us. And he goes, I've known that dude for years, and he's never shown me a magic trick. And I was like, motherfucker, well, you just, that's why, you
gotta ask.
I'm sincere, motherfucker. You're not. You're fucking coke whore. So,
God damn. Now, magicians are weird where I feel like there's just two extremes. There's either like really cheesy, shitty magic, and then just they're so cool.
This dude was cool. I don't want to name him because we're doing coke, but
for sure
he's been on TV and stuff. Like, I never knew that of him before I met him. But
Chris Angel.
No, it wasn't Chris Angel. I would name that motherfucker because I hear. I mean, he seems pretty douchey. But no, this dude was cool. He was trashing Chris Angel. That was hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got people to help. We got people who need advice.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, and we got. And you're the man to give it to them. I'm good at rapping. Now what?
Well, they're not. I'm just gonna say that right away. It's like that guy at the meeting this morning who was like, "This is funny stuff." Like, no, you're not good at rapping.
He's no good. He's so I've been trying to master the art for years, and I'm at a point where I can dish out lyrics that are good and rhyme schemes that are creative. Now, how do I get noticed? And what do I do to bring this to the next level?
I really hope these are fake letters you're writing for yourself, man, because that is fucking sad.
These are real people.
Well, look, like, this is, if you have to write a letter to ask some strangers about, like, first starting it off where I'm good at rapping. Mm-hmm. Nah, you should have rapped that fucking letter. All right. And
this letter doesn't rhyme at all.
No, not so. You're shit in the bed. Read the second part again. There was like some other bullshit in there.
I've been trying to master the art for years. No, you haven't been trying to master the art for years. Because if you did, it'd be mastered. It would have been mastered.
You wouldn't have. No, so what's the last questions? What do they need to do to get to the next level?
Yeah. How do I get noticed? And what do I bring this to the next level?
You need to really just show up at work. Don't take sick days. And quite frankly, just, put in the extra time when they ask for overtime, do the overtime, and that'll get noticed. And maybe you'll make manager someday.
Let's say hypothetically he's good. I say go to like a Walgreens, maybe a Target, just start rapping in the halls.
No, there's only one, dude. No, that's terrible. No, everything live. Nobody notices it. Everybody looks for attention. The same tick, fucking talk, motherfucker. That's how I know terrible. Because everything that gets noticed by anybody for any of this bullshit is on stupid fucking TikTok. One of the most fucking mediocre new comics I met in the last few years was one of the first that I knew that went viral on TikTok. Yeah. And he got to headline some clubs or whatever, doing time that he didn't even fucking have. Damn. All because of these imaginary followers that I don't even think half of them were real.
Don't even exist.
Yeah, it's all fucking bots and shit, man. They just drum up the numbers and people just Some guy was all trying to get on my show at Lily Max in Sunnyvale, and I know him. I don't want to name him because
Yeah.
I slam him in person to anybody. But dude, this dude, he's messaging me like, yeah, me, we're coming from New York. Me and this other guy, we got like 50,000 followers on TikTok. I'm like, you are talking to the wrong motherfucker, dude, because
Yeah.
none of those people are coming to see you in Sunnyvale.
No one.
No one.
No, there's gonna be some people who like left over and don't know what to do after they went to the Goodwill.
I've seen him too, and he was not a bad dude. He was just, but also when I met him, he was just not particularly that friendly a guy. He was on his phone the whole time. I'm like, I don't want you at my show.
It's such a douchey way to message somebody.
So I'm like, you, dude, I already know. He was like, we're only asking for to do 10 minutes off the top. I'm like, motherfucker, those are the motherfuckers who are booked to do the 10 minutes off the top. You would be doing max 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And it'll be where I fucking want. And you're not doing it anyway. No. So, and you would be there probably trashing the turnout of the show with like a good turnout. So
for sure.
Because you don't know our show. So
yeah. All right. Well, fuck that then. Second option.
I'm just saying, dude, you're not a good rapper, and you should just quit and save the paper. Like I'm not trying to be mean either. I am mean. I'm giving it to you realistically.
You haven't been trying for years to master the craft.
Rap on fucking TikTok, and those comments will tell you.
Yeah.
To stick to the day job and really get noticed around there. Take it to the next level. Get that manager position.
Become regional manager at the local Cabela's.
Do it well. Nothing wrong with doing just a basic job well.
What do you think is the best advice that you have ever gotten?
Like good advice you listen to and you trust. I didn't trust the source of like this dude that was telling me like, you keep trying to find the one as far as like a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And like the way he pitched it to me, I was like, yeah, he's like, you need to go out there and, sow your oats. One of those types of people.
Sell your oats. Was he Amish?
Sow your oats, whatever. It's some old saying. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even understand how it did. Like if you watch Sow Your Royal Oats, they said in Coming to America. But and I mean, there's a lot of old bullshit, one of the old things was like, I remember people that used to tell you, it's like, oh, you need to get laid. I've been laid, man. It didn't solve shit. It was awkward more than anything else.
Still have that hole in my chest.
Yeah, that just added to it. Even good sex just made it like, it was just like cocaine. I'm like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
And it doesn't do much. I remember hearing it from like douchey people who think they're woke now.
Yeah.
And
you just wake up the next morning, you've got a bunch of great business ideas, but you need more. It doesn't feel anything.
I honestly have not gotten any good advice from anybody. I mean, there's not been, my dad has never been helpful. I love him to pieces now, but he had no wisdom to offer me growing up. One thing, it was like, you're always going to have to deal with people you don't like. And I'm like, duh, you're my fucking dad.
I'm dealing with you right now.
Oh my God, man. I mean, the irony of that dude. And I love him to pieces today. We're great today. I love hanging out with him today. But growing up, man, I was not a fan. In terms of comedy, Tony Sparks gave me some good advice, which was, I didn't always use it, but the one he did say was like, take your best joke and whatever the rhythm is of your best joke that always works, make your whole act the rhythm of that joke, which is partially true. I think there's in my case, I can't do, at the time I had a high energy delivery of one joke, which I'm like, I can't do that for 30 minutes. I have to set it up. But the jokes that tend to do well do have that manic energy.
Speaking of fathers, we got some guy needing help with his father.
Cool.
How do I, he's a 17 male, explain and prove to my dad, who's 60, that the stuff on the History Channel is only conspiracies?
I fucking hate Redditors. No, he's not. He's 17 with his dad, who's 60. That's some bullshit right there. Even if it's true, I'm like, okay. And what was the question again?
So
these are terrible lies. I can already tell.
So he goes into it. Hello, I've been arguing a bit with my dad over the last couple of months about the History Channel.
God, yeah.
When he first brought it up, he said, "Yeah, but it's when he first
rewrite History Channel." Yeah, I get what he's meaning. Yeah.
I said, yeah, it's not real, And then I was shocked when he actually thought it was real. I actually did some research and watched some documentaries, and I could find like 3, maybe 4 UFO sightings that he talked about where I actually can see how someone would believe them. But besides that, it's all bullshit. It's very obviously fake, but when it's still very, very annoying because they never say it is anywhere. It's so dramatic. I watched it a bit, and I'm not one to be judged or get angry, but the fact that my dad actually believes this and refuses to believe anything else infuriates me. I need a way to prove to him that it's fake.
I think he needs to dress up as an alien and rape his dad.
The good old fashioned anal probe.
Yeah, I don't. In fact, being no the again the convolutedness of this question is why I don't believe it. What I don't believe it any more than this fucking he believes in the aliens. There are people that watch and believe the History Channel, even for its own history. I used to live in a house with this like 40-year-old virgin, and he used to get drunk on H&H whiskey and tell me that I had the drug problem, and meanwhile would watch the History Channel constantly,
nonstop,
and I would just be sitting there listening to how much it's like they can't report a true fact and make it sound legit. It's designed to be this, this bullshit machine of history. Yeah, you're not going to convince. And here's the thing: you want to know what? Don't. He's almost dead. He's 60.
He's 60. It doesn't matter.
Obviously, he didn't give a fuck about you if he had you when he was fucking 43 or whatever.
Yeah.
And all that shit. And yeah, he's not gonna live much longer. Not only that, the world's not gonna be around. There ain't gonna be no more history.
Yeah.
In human history at least. And in a few more. So just enjoy your times with.
Don't worry about it. Drink and drive.
Indulge. Yeah, well, that's what I'm just saying. I get that you care if this person's real, which they're not. All right, the aliens are more real than this motherfucker is. But if you as far as like deconspiracizing anybody, it's impossible. You really just got to go with it. And so all I'm saying is just your dad's gonna be dead soon. That'll cure all the conspiracies. Spend some time with them.
Let it go.
You really want to care, man. Get him a hooker, man. Get your both some hookers. Have a little turn the History Channel off. Have a little father-son time.
Turn on some Marvin Gaye. Get down.
Man. Sex workers. And I say hooker. It's sex worker. Or go to the strip club, man. There ain't no conspiracies at the strip club except she don't really like you.
She doesn't love you, and she doesn't care about your AB,
but hey,
fucking RBI percentage.
Lap dance is still just as real. So,
what do you think is the best advice that you have given?
That I've given?
That you've given?
People have told me I've given them good advice, which is just like somebody saying you're funny. I don't know. I'm sure I've given people advice. Mainly, no, I definitely have. I know I have. It was last night. There's a comic. She's a good comic that's been growing immensely in our Bay Area. Sereni, we were Sakura. I got her name down really well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I know. No, I practiced it.
Practice makes perfect.
I used to say it. We're a Sakara, and it's we're a Sakura. And I'm like, got it. So she was talking about she did a set recently where it was 30 minutes and she doesn't get to do that much time that often, and it was to a smaller crowd than normal at this one place. And I said those are the best crowds to do more time to, and mainly because it's less, if it doesn't go as well, it's less people there. But the fact is also, when you're doing more time, to a smaller crowd, you got it in your best interest to do your best with those smaller crowds, because you're going to be doing disappointing gigs all the time. Practice rewarding that smaller group, because I've also gotten more money from the smaller group than a bigger group.
You can also make a lot more connections with that smaller group.
There's that aspect. She did it at my show at Lily Max.
Yeah.
And also if the set's not going that, you got to practice dealing with having a mediocre set emotionally. That takes practice too. Being in the moment and just accepting that, like, oh, this is not going to go that great. That doesn't mean I got to shit the bed completely. It doesn't mean I got to get defensive. It doesn't mean I got to blame the audience. It doesn't mean I got to do all. There's a lot of emotions that go through your head when you're on autopilot doing your act, and you need to practice, kind of leveling out, because once you get that zen, you're free to like, oh, fuck it. I can fuck around.
Do whatever.
Do this, do that. And you might yank some excellent laughs, taking a left where you thought you were going to go right. In those things. And she was like, that's really, she liked that advice. And I give advice more or less to try and help people with just dealing with the fact that this is as good as it gets, man. Like there's people that are doing good, cool things that like I would think I would be envious, and then I see them and I talk to them and they ain't that happy, man. I that's what gives me joy, not seeing them in pain, but realizing that I'm not that, like the grass ain't that green, and and I'm not, my grass is fine. I like the fact that what's funny, everybody has the same. I love you, Mike, because you've treated me the same since I've started knowing you, and you're the same person now. I have a feeling if any and all success to you, which would be, well deserved, you'd ignore me, but still treat me the same if you ran into me. But the fact that like I see people that they change over time and all that shit, but they have this thing where they meet me first and they're like, oh, you're Mean Dave, oh my god, the legend of this, that, and that, which is such bullshit. It just means I've been around too long. And then they come do some of my gigs, I start them out at Vinny's, make them go through that. And then I have in my other rooms or whatever. But then once you see that, like I kind of max out at like those gigs to offer, and like and unless I'm like, really vibing with you and you live near me and I could possibly like get you on a show to get a ride and all that shit, and there ain't much I got, and people, once they realize that, then they're, oh, Mean Dave ain't shit, man. And then you'll be hard pressed. I can already see it in like certain people when they start to turn, when they start to like, when I see certain friends that are like, they start to get douchey.
Fuck that, dude. I mean,
it happens, man.
What I've always appreciated about you, I mean, because I've been doing this for that long, maybe 3 years.
That's long enough. No, more than that, right?
Maybe 3.
You're doing like what? What
3,
did you
4?
start? Yeah, 4 years, I would think, because it was like at least a couple of years before the pandemic, right?
Yeah, it was a couple of years before the pandemic. I think I met you at Spanky's the first night or whatever.
So that had to be like 2018, man.
Yeah, I think it was 2018.
Yeah.
But from then to now, like you've always treated me with so much fucking respect, just like another fucking person, which is someone who's established in the community. Not everyone does. There's a lot of dicks out there. I know. I've seen who you book, motherfucker. I know. I do that without having to see it, man. Yeah. It's. I don't know. I think it's one of those things. Remember, they always say that, be careful, be cool to who you see on your way up, because those are the same people you're going to see on your way down. And luckily, I just stay on a plateau, and it never went that high. But I don't know. I just don't. It's something that I think a lot of it has to do with. I did music for 20 years, man, and those were my dreams, and not like dreams of grandeur. My favorite band's the Melvins. And they're a working class band that make their living being a working class band. For sure. That was what I hoped would happen for me, but I didn't know how to make that happen for I couldn't like quite figure. I was on a lot of drugs too, no blame, but I couldn't quite figure it out. I got into comedy to help promote a band. That band broke up as a result. I stayed in comedy reluctantly, the way Happy Gilmore thought he was a hockey player, and through quirk of fate to try and make some money for his grandma, doing some golf, didn't want to keep doing it, but then in the end kept doing it, and realized that you're a better fit for it. And that's kind of how I felt now. And I'm like, I wish I found this when I was younger, but this is how it is. And I also got into comedy more or less because my favorite comedians were all old men who died doing this. And I looked at it like, well, if I can do this as just a regular job until I'm old and die, like whatever, cool. Then that's not bad. And I would rather, I want to be a cool, funny old man, and I think I can pull that off. Like there's not a lot of people that can pull off being a relatable old man when, I've always been an old man on the inside. Yeah. Down there, you're always, you just gotta be
charming to kids and you're whatever. And I'm always gonna be a grumpy dude, a charmingly grumpy dude, I think. And hopefully you'll get better at it the older I get. And like Eddie Pepitone. I love Eddie Pepitone. I love all the comics that are like Larry Bubbles Brown. He's one of my favorites locally, and just all these guys. I respect a lot of the wisdom of like, this is a hard living thing too with comedy. That's why I didn't want to get into it, man. These were like blues players of the past, man. Nobody respects them really, over time. That's why I don't understand why young people are doing it. Like, I don't, if you're having fun with it, I get it. But most of these people like are getting into it with dreams and all that. I'm like, I played in a band for 20 years. I had great times playing in those bands. I wish I could go back to being young and do that again. Being a comedian, being young, such a waste of your fucking youth, man. It is such a waste.
Well, because I started doing it and I was gonna do like firefighting, get into firefighting.
That's shit, man.
That was the plan. I started doing this and I was having so much fucking fun.
So you gave up being of service
to do this. But also not just
I hope some motherfuckers burn. That's all, just to
to cement me. People need to die, okay? I learned just enough to know how to get away with arson. We got more advice.
All right, let's see.
Squirrel digging through our garbage.
Oh, okay. I can relate to that.
Literally every time I go out to put away the garbage, I see him there. We've replaced our bins twice, but the fat fuck keeps chewing through them. He's the fattest squirrel I've ever seen, just off our stuff alone. It's bad for us and it's bad for him. How the hell do I get him to go away? He's been getting more aggressive each time we go and put our garbage in the bin.
So he's just going through their garbage?
Going through the garbage, tearing through and eating all the shit.
Why do you care? Learn not to care. Get into some surrender.
I guess he's chewing through the outside of the garbage can, and I guess it's ruining the garbage cans.
Metal or through the?
I'm guessing it's plastic.
Well, those are tough bins, man. I ain't seen a fucking squirrel chew through any of that shit. These seem like some really.
If he's hungry,
I don't trust these questions, man. Seem like lies.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. How do I get some rat poison, man? They're fucking rodents. Throw some rat poison in there. Maybe a little M80 action every now and then. I like squirrels. I just, I don't see this as I don't really see squirrels going through trash. That's why I don't trust these questions, Mike.
Yeah. I mean, it's usually a raccoon thing.
Those are the ones, and they don't even chew through trash cans. They know how to open. They got the hands.
I take out the trash and then I fucking opened up like the bin and then this fucking thing crawls out of the trash can. Holy shit! How the fuck's the cat in there? It's a fucking raccoon.
Yeah, raccoons are fucking. I had a whole shit ton of raccoons in my parents' backyard one time. And those fuckers are not scared of you for shit, man. They all looked at me like, we could take you.
How?
It's like we'll leave out of courtesy, but
I think they have opposable thumbs.
They do. No, they have hands, man.
Why are people talking about raccoons have opposable thumbs?
They got total hands, dude. And
like apes.
Yeah, it's hilarious. So as far as the squirrel, man, like, dude, just embrace the squirrel, man. Get him some pie. Dude, squirrels are fine. Fuck your garbage can. You know what? I'm rooting for the squirrel. Here's some advice for that squirrel, man. Fuck it all up. Don't just send a message. This dickhead's stingy with his trash. That's for sure.
Go call your squirrel friends. Get them in on.
It's your trash, man. I don't know. Spray it down with bug spray or some shit, man. The rat poisons. If you're really that, you want to like kill the squirrel.
Yeah.
I don't know. People, man.
People are fucking animals. We got one more question.
Really? There wasn't more advice that was needed on Reddit, Mike?
Oh no, there's plenty more, but we're running out of time.
Oh, okay. I didn't know we were on a time limit.
I'm seeing my favorite band in 6 months, and I want to get backstage. I'm a 24 female, seeing my favorite band in 6 months when they play a smaller stadium in my hometown. I want to get my best friend who's 23 and I backstage to hang out with the band. I've seen a couple of TikToks of girls getting drunk at their shows and being brought backstage, so I know it's possible. I've been to 2 of their shows in the past, and I've met one of the band members by chance on the street before. We had a quick chat, so I know I can play it cool and not go all crazed fan. I just want to hang out with the party with the band.
No comment.
No
No.
comment.
No comment. I want to know who this band is so we can warn them we got a premeditated Me Too case coming their way.
Yeah.
Fucking, oh God. This is how this shit starts, man. Like, I just want to get backstage. I just want to hang out. I don't want to fuck them. I don't want to, whatever. It's like, you don't understand that fundamental principle of wanting to get backstage implies wanting to fuck them. That's if they're terrible people. All right.
Yeah.
This world's made up of not good people, especially when they're successful. These fucking dipshits that think that, like, everybody's nice. This world's, no, they're not, man. I mean, emo bands maybe, but whatever. And if this is an emo band, they're fucking, people are fucked in the head, man. Anybody with, like, attention, fame, people
Power,
that trying to fuck them are going to assume you want to fuck them. No one wants to hang out with you. No one does. Nobody gets successful so they can hang out with strangers, even if they're attractive. And if they are attractive, they want to fuck you. and even if they don't, you know what? Fucking, this is such a lame waste of, like, wanting to, enjoy a band and go. My favorite band I've met several times, and guess what? They didn't like me. I didn't like them. And I love their music. Okay. I'm not trying to power, and that's not true. The drummer's actually a nice guy, whatever. I don't really need to relate to anybody as people because to enjoy entertainment. And
you enjoy their art.
I've met enough now, especially after performing with some people that have been in movies, been on whatever. Some of these people are just downright annoying, and some are really cool, but at the same time, like, I don't want I've been infatuated with celebrity or my own personal, like, looking up to people and all that. It serves no purpose, and the sooner you figure that out, the better. You don't want to go backstage. All right, there's nothing backstage.
Just sadness and
not sadness. No, it's predatory. All right, you're setting yourself up. You're sitting there looking like, oh yeah, to get backstage you need to get drunk. That's how rapes happen, or today's defined rape. Even consent while intoxicated is considered rape. You are not you're not acting in the best interest of this band that you think you want to fucking hang out with. You know what? If you're meant to meet this band and go backstage, life will create a scenario where that will happen. And that ain't going to happen.
You don't have to force it.
We went back in the day when people went backstage, it was because they were sucking dicks to get backstage. You're not willing to do that based on this question. And if you're not interested in sucking dicks to get backstage, no one wants you backstage because they only want you backstage if you're going to suck their dick.
She's never going to meet the Leonard Skinner tribute band.
And that's how shit happened in the past. And even if there is no HR department for getting backstage. All of this goes into that whole, everything is terrible world that we live in. All right. These are the fundamental things that, like, when people get into this day and age, we're like, oh yeah, I know what should be, that things should be a certain way, and they aren't, man. All right. You know what? I know that I have the right of way walking. That doesn't mean that when I cross a freeway, I'm not going to get hit. I'm going to get hit.
That Winnebago is going to keep on going.
Doesn't fucking matter.
They're not going to stop.
So my best advice to you is go to the concert and go home. Don't go backstage. Don't try to go backstage. And not only that, even if some fucking backstage, hey ladies, you want to go backstage? Run.
That's frightening.
That's again, this is all predatory behavior, unless you're wanting to fuck. And then if you want to fuck your way backstage. Then that's the only yay. All right. Because rarely is the fucking scenario ever. There was an old Growing Pains episode based on this whole very thing. where little boy Ben wanted to go see his favorite musician, who was played by Brad Pitt, oddly enough, at the time.
Look at that.
Yeah, long-haired Brad Pitt. And he goes there and he meets him, and it's all great and whatever. And he left something back in the room. So he goes running back in the room and he sees Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt's with a woman back there, not with his wife.
Damn.
And he's like, wait a minute, that's not so and so. He goes, will you get out of here, kid? He yells at the kid. Yeah. Traumatic experience for Ben, learning that this rock hero is not
holy.
Is not fidel. Yeah, he's
going to hell.
He's committing adultery. He's infidelity and all that shit. And that's a big pill to swallow for a young man, to realize that his
that Brad
rock
Pitt
star superhero isn't monogamous.
Damn, though, maybe he's Mormon, What
a fucking bitch. Yeah, he had a Slayer poster on his wall too when that happened. He tore it down, and I remember anybody that was like saw that was like, dude, he ain't a Slayer. Like, what Slayer fan is gonna be deterred by, like, you'd be like, yeah, man, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just telling these bitches, stay home. You know what? Find other interests too, man. Yeah. Just listen to music. Yeah, if you're not, live experience, Backstage is highly overrated. It's just a bunch of people that they're working. No one, Backstage is where they're just trying to chill or whatever. And unless they're trying to be part of the party in like the most extreme ways of being used.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to a couple live shows here that I never want to go. I want to watch what they're doing, and I want to leave.
Yeah, I did it last night. I mean, I hosted for Big J. He's actually a really cool dude. I had to catch Bart, and I mean, I still probably had time where I could have done that and all that. I'm not interested. And not only that, I didn't want to see any other comedians I know and have to talk to them and all that shit, because I don't know. I don't really like our crop of punchline people these days.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not friends with them. I know them, but they don't like me. I don't like them. Whatever. Fuck them. So.
Fuck that noise, dude. Well, me and Dave, one more person needs advice.
Good.
Me and Dave, if you could give me, Mikel Nordstrom, any kind of advice, in life, comedy, whatever advice you have, what advice would you give to me?
No, I guess keep doing what you're doing. I don't know. You're good. You're a good dude, man. You're a good egg in our scene, and contribute, and you're fun, dude. I mean, I even did that terrible Con Air fucking thing with you. Your idea, and had a good time.
It never came out.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm very well aware. Yeah. But it was a fun exercise. We tried. It was something during the pandemic, that kind of thing. And I just knew it was like herding cats, man.
Yeah.
Better to do with a smaller crew doing multiple characters, but
with less script. It needed to be like a couple scenes, not 150 pages.
Yeah, man. But I don't look at you and be like, I have advice for you, because you got a girlfriend, you're working, you're living your life, you look healthy, you seem happy, and that's gold right there. I mean, you should have more advice for me, I would think. But yeah, no, I don't. As far as just like I said, keep doing what you're doing, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Good stuff.
No, I fucking, like I said kind of before, I appreciate all the fucking opportunities you've given me, always being so fucking kind and nice when a lot of people aren't.
Yeah, that's, like I said, I pity people, and I try to do my part to help them when I pity them. And, you deserve my pity. So.
Hey, I've been saying that for years. That's a good saying.
No, like I said, man, it's it's a miserable world, and the people that help make it less miserable, I definitely like fucking with. So
fuck yeah, I do. Yeah. Well, do you have anything you want to plug? Anything you want to say to the people?
I gotta plug it because I use these photos, and so I'm gonna, in order to use these photos for this back. Oh no, that's a dipshit.
Very different.
That's a dipshit dude. Who's a former comedian promoter in the area. In order to use these photos from this photo shoot, I need to plug. I will be headlining the Comedy Edge in Oakland on Saturday, May 28th. I believe that's the right date. Let me look that up just to make sure. Saturday, May 28th. So so there you go, Holly. If you see this, I'm using these photos and promoting the show. And but yeah, also run shows regularly every second and fourth Monday at Lily Max in Sunnyvale. We have a great free comedy show where we just beg you for tips, but it's a fun show at a nice cool restaurant bar. Every first and third and occasionally fifth when there is one. Thursday we run a show at Murphy's Law, and also in Sunnyvale on the same street. That's a fun show at a nice kind of a divey-ish Irish bar. Good time, good crowd all the time there. We have our next one actually on the 24th because we had to postpone the St. Patty's Day from this past week because they had a band. But yeah, it's usually every first and third, except for we're doing March 24th this month, and we'll also be there on the 31st and on April 7th. So we're doing like 3 weeks in a row.
Hell yes.
Every third Sunday, I run a show at Branham Lounge in San Jose. That's an outdoor show. We're out in the patio because their customers are pure shit people, but our crowd are cool. And so we have a good time over there. Again, all these shows are free. Every third Monday at Vinny's Bar and Grill. That's more of my newcomers to comedy and old goats who want a little stage time on a Monday. That's in Concord, Vinny's Bar and Grill. We have a fun show there at 7:30 every third Monday. And then yeah, and those are all my regular shows. And then I'm around. Follow me at mean_Dave on Instagram. I perform regularly, at least, host at least once a year at Punchline and Cobb's, and perform shows at Alameda Comedy Club. I'm gonna be hosting at Laughs Unlimited April 1st and 2nd this year. It's my first time hosting that club.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, and and I perform and headline at local showcases all over. I'm not gonna say that because this won't be out in time, but yeah, so all kinds of gigs all over the place. So just follow me on Instagram. I post my shows on there. You don't need to add me on Facebook unless you really need to,
but you can if you want.
Oh, and Twitter. I'm on Twitter. Everybody ignores me on Twitter at Mean Dave Time. So
yeah, guys, this is the Hell Yeah Podcast. Go check us out on all social medias. The Hell Yeah Podcast. Call in on our phone line. We need a caller. Call in. Check out the email. This is the Hell Yeah Podcast.
The number that doesn't exist.
We have the number.
You do?
Yeah, the number is. Oh shit.
Yeah, but no one's calling it live. I love it.
No, but call in to our number 415-785-4509. 415-785-4509.
By the way, if any of these people were real, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, but I mean, A, I don't think you're real, and B, like these are some dumb questions. Like, I mean, these are things that if you can't figure this stuff, this is what life's made of. All right, like. Your conspiracy theory dad is not going squirrels in your garbage can. Really, you need more problems. You're trying to get backstage at 24. You're a girl. Come on, like watch a movie every now. Go watch the movie Rockstar. Figure it out. Yeah, watch Motley Crue. Read the Motley Crue book, man. That'll scare you into fucking going to Catholic school.
Go watch Finding Forrester.
Don't know about that, but I'm saying I forget what was the first question. I forget what our first advice was.
First question was
the rapper. Oh, the rapper.
Yeah, the rapper.
Yeah, you're terrible. Like you need rappers don't need advice. Like I'm just gonna say that right now. And if you ain't rhyming your question, I mean, dude, yeah,
no rhyme scheme whatsoever.
Find a good 7-Eleven and stick to it, man. It's work. It's 24 hours of work right there.
Can I get a hell yeah?
This is the Hell Yeah
What?
Podcast.
Can I get a hell yeah? What? Hell yeah, hell yeah. What? Hell yeah, hell yeah. And I know it ain't right, and I know it ain't right, and I know you shouldn't take this advice, but make sure you really drunk when you drive and walk on some glass with no shoes on and don't pay for your meal. Dine and dash. You better not ask me for no advice because I'm gonna